In this video, we will be discussing the G20, its past and India's role. The G20 is an important global forum that brings together leaders of the world's largest economies. The G20 was created in 1999 as a forum for finance ministers and central bank governors from the world's largest economies to discuss global economic issues. The G20 officially became a leaders forum in 2008 when the first G20 Leaders Summit was held in Washington, D.C. in response to the global financial crisis. Since then, the G20 has become the premier forum for international economic cooperation. Together, the G20 countries represent around 80% of the world's GDP, 75% of global trade, and two-thirds of the world's population. The G20 comprises 19 countries: Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, South Korea, Turkey, the United Kingdom, and the United States, plus the European Union. Some of the key accomplishments of the G20 include its response to the 2008 global financial crisis, which led to the creation of the Financial Stability Board, and its work on addressing global tax evasion and avoidance through the Base Erosion and Profit Shifting Initiative. The group meets annually to discuss a range of economic and financial issues, including global growth, trade, investment, financial regulation, and international tax policies. The G20 presidency is rotating leadership role of a member country in the G20 forum. The presidency rotates annually among the G20 member countries, and each presidency sets the agenda and priorities for the group's meetings and initiatives during its term. During its presidency, a member country is responsible for organizing and hosting several high-level meetings, including the G20 summit, as well as numerous working group and ministerial meetings. The presidency also involves coordinating and negotiating with other member countries to develop and advance policy goals and initiatives. The G20 presidency is an important opportunity for a member country to influence global economic policy and to promote its own national priorities and interests on the world stage. It also provides an opportunity for the host country to showcase its economy, culture, and leadership to the rest of the world. So, let's dive right in. In the past, the G20 has focused on addressing global economic challenges, such as the financial crisis, trade imbalances, and poverty reduction. The G20 has also made commitments to strengthen financial regulation, promote sustainable development, and combat climate change. In recent years, the G20 has focused on issues such as climate change, inequality, and the digital economy. The group has also played a key role in coordinating the global response to the COVID-19 pandemic, with leaders pledging to work together to ensure that vaccines are distributed fairly and equitably around the world. In the present day, the G20 continues to play an important role in global economic governance. It has expanded its agenda to include issues such as digitalization, energy, and infrastructure investment. The G20 also continues to focus on promoting inclusive economic growth and reducing inequality. India is a member of the G20 and joined the G20 in 1999 as a founding member of the group. As the world's seventh largest economy and one of the fastest growing economies in the world, India plays an important role in shaping the agenda of the G20. India has been actively participating in G20 summits, meetings, and working groups to address issues such as global economic growth, trade, investment, financial regulation, and climate change. India has also been vocal about the need for more inclusive and sustainable development policies that benefit all nations, especially the developing ones. At the G20 summits, India has collaborated with other member nations to adopt several agreements and initiatives, such as the Paris Agreement on Climate Change, the Sustainable Development Goals, and the Base Erosion and Profit Shifting Project to tackle tax avoidance by multinational corporations. Overall, India's membership in the G20 has provided it with a platform to engage with other major economies and promote its interests on the global stage. India is hosting the G20 summit for the first time since its inception 23 years ago. It is the biggest summit being held in India in the last 75 years. The Indian presidency of G20 has begun from the 1st December 2022 and will end on 30th November 2023. During this period, more than 200 meetings will be held in more than 60 cities of the country. Our great leader Narendra Modi has planned to showcase the diversity of our country like different types of food, dresses, dialects, languages, etc. across the country. The theme of the G20 summit is One Earth, One Family and One Future. Looking to the future, the G20 faces many challenges. One of the biggest challenges is the COVID-19 pandemic and its impact on the global economy. The G20 has played an important role in coordinating the international response to the pandemic, including supporting the development of vaccines and providing debt relief to developing countries. In the future, the G20 will need to continue to work together to ensure a robust and equitable recovery from the pandemic. Another challenge facing the G20 is the rise of nationalism and protectionism. As some countries turn inward, it is increasingly difficult to achieve consensus on global economic issues. The G20 will need to work harder to maintain its role as a forum for international cooperation and to ensure that the benefits of economic growth are shared more equitably. Conclusion. In conclusion, the G20 is an important global forum that plays a key role in promoting international economic cooperation. While the G20 has made significant progress in the past, it faces many challenges in the present and future, including the COVID-19 pandemic, rising nationalism, and protectionism. Nevertheless, the G20 remains a crucial platform for addressing these challenges and advancing inclusive economic growth and development. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.